When it's time, it's time. When you know you've been triggered. No amount of you trying to coax the triggering or the triggered out of your system is going to do you any good until and unless you're able to let that run its course. What that means is that energy needs to go somewhere. If you've been triggered by something, yes, there can be awareness as to why you've been triggered. You can go into the depths of triggering. You can go into the depths of why, even after all the healing that you've done, you still feel so triggered. You can go through all of that without judgment. Yet, sometimes, when with awareness, we are also trying to self-improve, we can shoot ourselves in the foot a little bit, because this trying to improve or this trying to get a grip on our tendencies to become triggered might in fact become a hindrance in disallowing this trigger, or for you to be able to allow for the process to happen. When you go through pain, when you go through stress, you must allow it to come to its resting point. Why? If you then overstress yourself, so on top of a stress, you put another stressor, what happens? Chronic stress, and we have bad health. Similarly, if you're in a situation where you know you're being triggered and you know that your reaction is disproportionate to how you're feeling right now, or it's about something else, and whilst you can be aware, but if you try to band-aid that by either avoiding being triggered, and you can paint all sorts of shades on it by trying to be love and light and trying to be, this person that you aspire to be, but you're not yet there. It's okay. Allow this thing to run its course and be aware of what is happening inside of you. So whatever emotions it's bringing inside of you, whatever pain, whatever you're feeling inside of you, allow yourself, but channel it in a way that is going to allow for the energy to be used in a way or the other. You can suddenly start baking, you can cook, you can run, you can walk, you can do some gardening. Whatever it is, you think of that, you bring it to the fore of you, and you then go and execute whichever mode you choose, as long as it's not hurting you or anybody else. But it's a way of you channeling this energy out of your system, and then you can then sit back, name what you have gone through, name what you're feeling, explain to yourself how you're feeling, and then you can walk back. Now, the more you do this, the more you become aware of your triggers. But if you try to run away from your triggers, yes, for a while, it's okay for us to go into a cocoon. It's okay for us to feel that we don't really want to be around people or places that might trigger us, because we know that they do, and it's okay, because at that time we may not feel that we're ready to face all of that, or we may not feel that we have the strength in us to go through this, or we may not feel equipped enough, or we simply don't want to deal with it. We don't want to be around it, which is okay, which is also okay. You don't have to be around it to prove to yourself that you're over it, or to prove to yourself that you can't be triggered anymore. Just being aware about it and then stopping the trigger into going into your usual reaction. That's what we want to do. Is we don't want to stop the reaction, we just want to change the modus operandi of the reaction. So you shift it and you use that as fuel inside of you to go and do something else. Use that as ampage for you to be there for yourself. Happy, happy, happy holidays. And wherever you are, whatever you're doing, remember how far you've come. Nobody can take away from you all of what you are. As soon as you recognize that your shoes are the only shoes that are for you, you're going to make headway.